Welcome to No Fugazee podcast. I am your host, Cooley. Tonight, we have a special episode for you guys. I will be hosting Canada's dating coach, and we'll go ahead and have Chantel on a podcast momentarily. But first, let's go ahead and get into the intro.
No Fugazee podcast.
You could understand out the door. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. So currently we are live on YouTube and Facebook right now. Live on YouTube and Facebook. So we got a few links in the YouTube description. Everyone that's on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. We'll stay live on Facebook for maybe about, I say, 30 minutes, but then we'll go ahead and shut down that stream and we'll only be live on YouTube. So if you're tuning in, just be prepared to come on over to YouTube. The first link in the YouTube channel is going to be for our membership. So if you like this podcast and you want to continue to support the podcast, go ahead and click on that first link. We got 3 tiers. First tier is Gang. Second tier is Hitman. Third tier is Mob Ties. Now, we got a lot of great supporters that always gift people memberships. If you are gifted a membership and you like the content that you're watching, go ahead and remember to renew your membership when it hits that 30-day mark. The next link in the YouTube description is going to be for my coaching link. I coach media and marketing, dating and relationships, and I also do couples coaching. Go ahead and click that link, and I got you. The other link is going to be for the Clips channel, and then we have all of our social media links down below. So go ahead and subscribe to the Clips channel and hit us up via Instagram, X, TikTok, or Facebook. All of our social media links are right below. So currently, quick update for you guys. We are doing a full panel dating podcast tomorrow at, I believe, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be prepared this Friday, which is tomorrow. Be prepared to check out. I think we have about 4 to 6 ladies on the show. So tune in tomorrow, man. We're doing a full panel dating show at the new studio that I have. Well, currently we're in a new studio, but we got another new studio. All right, let's go ahead and bring up Chantel, Canada's own dating coach, and we'll have a discussion with Chantel.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to No Fugazee podcast. How are you?
Amazing.
Great. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself to my audience? Let them know, name, age, where you're from, what you do for a living, stuff like that.
Chantel, hi, Canada's dating coach. If you Google who is Canada's best dating coach, you'll see probably my name coming up. What do I do? I'm a life coach. I niche in dating and relationships. I have 11 books on the subject. I like to say I catch you where you are. I lift you up from there. I'm the person that teaches you how to pick the right person and have a zero-fight relationship.
Okay, cool. And so you said you've written some dating coaching books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
11 books, from picking the right person, getting your first year under wraps, having a zero-fight relationship, increasing your self-esteem, doing your career alignment so that whatever you're doing for money, you feel fulfilled, because your happiness and your fulfillment are important contributions to your relationship, not something you should be trying to get from the person in front of you.
Okay, cool. So, question for you. When did you start doing the whole dating coaching stuff, and what made you get into it?
So I started 10 years ago. I'm actually having my 10-year anniversary on October 25th in Niagara Falls. What got me into it was after 20 years of stripping, which I told my mom when I was 6 I was going to be a stripper when I grew up. So I worked sober because I loved it, and I studied social sciences at the same time. So 20 years of studying social sciences and sitting across from males that were not seeing me as a threat, because I'm not the wife, I'm not the girlfriend, I'm not the therapist or the other female they're trying to flirt with. I literally nobody, makeup, high heels, no clothing, nothing, right? So they got 4 or 5 drinks. I say, how did you feel about that? They tell me the truth because I'm nobody. They go, they leave, they never see me again. So I got 20 years of experience studying sociology, psychology, anthropology, biology, evolutionary psychology, behaviorism, and meditation, and then applying it to the information that I was getting from the males in front of me for 20 years. and really discovering the difference between a selfish short-term thinker, which is a guy or a girl. So when I'm in girl mode, don't want a relationship, I just want to have fun. I want to choose the guys because we're in the same mindset. But if I'm in woman mode, in generous long-term thinking, I want to pick somebody for the long term. I want to apply myself to them for their happiness. I want a man because I'm in woman mode.
Okay. So would you say that your clients who you coach, is it more female than there are males?
85% of my audience is female.
Okay, so 85% females, and then the 15% is the males.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So you said a lot there. You said that you were a stripper for 20 years.
Yeah, 21 to 41.
Okay, so you from a stripper you turned into a dating coach.
Yeah, so I got to 41 years old, and you get to 41 and you go, maybe I should age out now because, 41. So I asked myself, what am I going to do next? So my next question was, what am I already doing that I love? Because I'm super hedonistic. And the answer to that is help people, because in the dressing room, talking to the ladies, I was helping them in their relationships. On the floor, talking to the men, I was helping them in their relationships. So I just kind of took what I was already doing, put a title on it, put my information in books, and here we are.
Okay. And you said that you're super hedonistic. Hedonism is pleasure seeking. So
Yes.
one of the ways you sought out pleasure was, you said, it would be, well, one, you were stripping, so it would be that career path of dancing and stuff. And then the other way was communicating with the clients, I guess the males that you're dancing with and stuff like that. And then the girls in the locker room, you sought out pleasure, you got pleasure from that.
I love having a conversation with somebody and saying something and seeing the illumination, like, oh wow, I never thought about it that way. And that's super pleasurable. But what's even more pleasurable is when they go and exercise what I told them and then come back and tell me that it made their life better. And I call that an emotional reward.
Okay. Do you, so question for you then. So you've were a stripper for 20 years. You got into coaching. Would you recommend that a guy dates a woman that did 20 years on a stripper pole versus a woman?
How about marry one?
Married. Great. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let me ask you a question. When did you get married?
13 years ago.
13 years ago. Good for you.
And we've been together for 20 years.
Good for you. Good for you. So you were together for 7 years prior to him marrying you?
To us getting married, yeah.
Okay. Got it. So within that, well, I mean, he would have to marry you. He got on one knee, right? Or did you get on one knee?
Well, we had broken up one more time because you know how sometimes I was insecure. I was vomiting my dysfunction into the relationship. He got tired of it a few times. We'd broken up. This was the last breakup that we had. He actually emailed me a breakup. I called him at work. I said, are you sure? He said yes. I said, that's too bad. Hung up the phone and then got to work getting over him because I was done trying to make it work between us, despite my dysfunction, which took me a while to realize I was the problem. So he broke up with me. I said, are you sure? He said yes. I hung up and I seriously got to work getting over him, and I did. And he didn't expect that to happen. He thought it was going to be like a breakup, take a break, reset ourselves, come back.
And I'm sorry, I just misheard that. Did you say you broke up with him during this time, or he broke up with you?
He broke up with me, and I got over him. And he didn't expect that to happen. He thought it was going to be a breakup, take some space, and then come back.
Meaning that you moved on with another man?
No. I got over him. And I was using a no kissing for 3 months dating rules. So I was seeing somebody, but there was no kissing, no sex, no sleepovers, no exclusivity. And so I wasn't with anybody, but I was over him, and he didn't expect that to happen. And so he was like, oh shit. So what do I do now? And he was trying to win me back, and it wasn't working because I got over him. And I said, the man you are is no longer who I want because I've redefined my next relationship. And he said, okay, what is it you're looking for? And I said, well, the old me is done. This is my next evolution and where I'm going next. And when him and I got together, I was coming out of a divorce. He was divorced for 5 years. Both of us said, I don't ever want to get married again. That's a hassle. Like I would do another relationship, but not another marriage. It's just a pain in the ass.
Got it. So this was your second marriage.
So both of us had said we don't want to get married, and I did change my mind in the course of our relationship, but I didn't verbalize that because I didn't think it was fair to switch it up. So I just ate it. But when we broke up and I got over him and I defined my next relationship, I went, you know what? I remember changing my mind, so I'm putting marriage on my list. So when he wanted to win me back, I said, sorry, but all that's done. Like when I'm going forward again, here's what I'm looking for, and marriage is also on there. So he said, can I take you out for one last dinner? And I said, okay, fine. So he came, picked me up, talked the entire time, and proposed marriage.
Okay, so he did. So he's the one that proposed to you.
Yeah, he didn't. He not just propose marriage, but basically he took the when you play poker, I think it's called a royal flush. So he took everything.
Never played poker.
Okay, I think that's the highest you can get. But he took everything I had on my list and he went, royal flush, here you go. And I said, let me think about it. And I did before I said yes. But I did say yes because when I thought about it, I had one of three trajectories, which is say no, continue on my own path, say maybe, but I still need to see some more, or yes. And the reason why I said yes is because what came with the yes was the words, he's where you want him to be. So I took that words, I have a voice in my head, capital T, capital V, it's smarter than me. It said, he's where you want him to be. So I said the yes instead of the no or maybe. And we've been together for how long now since then? Well, 13 years we were married. So I don't know. I'm not really good at numbers at this point, but been together ever since. Got married and the whole deal.
Yeah,
married 13 years now. So probably 15 years ago. It seems like.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So let me just ask, because you said a lot there. So he did, to answer my question, you said that he did actually propose to you.
Yes.
You had a list that you written down a bunch of your requirements of what you expect in a relationship.
So here's an expectation is a story you tell yourself.
It's if you put it in the camera, it's upside down, so it's fine. You don't have to. We can't read the words. But so let me ask you this question though.
No storytelling. An expectation.
Okay, let me ask you this question real fast, just so we have some clarity. And I'm kind of curious too. So you guys went ahead and broke up, and then you moved on.
I did.
You moved on. You said that you didn't move on sexually, but you moved on like you were done with him.
No kissing, no sex, no sleep.
Got it. So after you moved on, you said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and turn over a new leaf, and I have some requirements for if you want me back. And you said that he went ahead and met all of your requirements, the stuff that you have on that list.
No, I did not say that. I said the man you are is no longer who I want to be with. I went out for one final dinner with him because I wasn't asking him to be anything. That's who, like, I was done with him. I wasn't asking him to change in any way, shape, or form. He said, what is it you're asking for? And I said, here's my list, but I wasn't saying it to him for him to do anything. I was trying to get him away.
Got it. So you were actually trying to get him away. That's what I wanted to know.
I had said to him, stop texting me, stop calling me, because when my phone goes off, I'm getting anxiety now. Because I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Got you. Oh, yeah, and that makes sense because you fully moved on. And would you say that you moved on mentally?
Yes.
Like totally and emotionally from him?
I did. Yeah, I did. I got over him.
Now, you had a list and he adhered to your list.
He decided to. I didn't.
Yeah, he adhered. You didn't make him. No one's saying that he made you. We all are human beings of free will. What we choose to do, that's our choice. The only time someone is forcing us is unless they have a gun to our head or they are physically holding us down and forcing us and suppressing us from our own will. So he went ahead and made his own choice as a man, and he decided to adhere to everything on your list. My question is, if you had a list of requirements, did he have a list of requirements of things that you had to adhere to?
He didn't ask me to be anything. I was still dysfunctional after we got together. My dysfunction was my insecurity that I was vomiting into the relationship. We still fought for another 2 years after we got back together and got married. We were on the verge of divorce. I was in a deep mental spiral, addiction, depression, anxiety, suicidal ideology. eating disorder that is honestly, like, I was close to death pretty much. My relationship was failing, brink of divorce, and I said to myself, I need to do something because I'm literally dying from my mental illness.
Okay, I have one question, and I'm sorry when I ask these questions because, and 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 actually, maybe this is a good moment where we can set some decorum and
Okay.
some structure, so you know that it's not like I'm just cutting you off for no reason. Like, oh, well, why is he cutting me off? I'm being genuine. I'm not being disingenuous. But you're saying much, and it's right on the top of my mind. If you hear me typing some stuff down, because I will let you speak, and I'm typing stuff down so I don't forget. But for this time, if I happen to cut you off, it's for a purpose of to get more understanding out of what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said some things there, and he had to adhere. Well, he adhered to your list. He did not have a list of his own of requirements.
Right.
So not
Do,
only did
but
he
no,
have
but do you know why? Do you want to ask? Do you want to know why?
why what?
Why he didn't give me a list of requirements?
Uh, sure. If you want to go ahead and expound on that. I mean, for me, it really doesn't matter if a man doesn't have a list or not. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and let me know, sure.
So the reason why my husband fell in love with me in the first place was because he saw a reflection of himself. You know how like attracts like? Do you
Okay,
understand?
I see what you're saying. I got it. So
Right.
let's get back to my one question. That's what you mean. So meaning you saying that the reason why he didn't have a list because he's seen a reflection of himself. Okay, cool. So my next, not even a, well, I guess it's a question, but I want some clarity here. So he adhered to your list, but not only did he have to adhere to your list, he also had to deal with the the trauma that you were bringing, meaning that the emotional things that you were going through. So he adhered to everything on your list, and he also dealt with all of your emotional up and downs.
Right.
What did he get out of this? What did you reciprocate on your end to give him? You know, like, why would a man go with all of that and not have a list? What was it? Did you do any type of reciprocation for him, or he was just like, I don't need any reciprocation. I just love you for who you are, baby, and I see a reflection of you. I see a reflection of me and you, and I'm gonna just accept you how you are. How was it?
Fundamentally, I think he just wanted me to come back to the person he fell in love with.
Okay. Got you. You know what we would call those type of men
No,
on this side of the internet?
no.
We would call those type of men simps.
Oh,
So
we
a
love
simp is a
it.
man
Oh, give me
that gets with a
Sims
woman. Yeah,
all
a
day
simp is a man.
long.
I
We love
understand.
the Sims.
I hear
Me
you. I hear
too.
you. So a
Give me the
simp is a
Sims.
man that gets with a woman and expects nothing in return
Hey,
from the woman.
look at the
And
Sims. They're
also,
beautiful.
Chantel, while I'm speaking, if it could just be one mic at a time.
I get you. I hear
Yeah,
you.
because I didn't speak when you were speaking.
That's
I
true.
only cut you off
I,
at moments where
I
I
know.
needed some more clarity and understanding.
Oh
And
my.
once again,
I know
Chantel,
it's backwards. I know.
we can't even read it. So so it's good for
I think some
if
people did.
no worries. Like if you want to put your book up to promote your book, that's fine. But like those small words, we can't read it at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. But okay, so on this side of the internet, we have a word and that has meaning for men that behave like that. So a man that gets with a woman and he doesn't expect anything in return, we call them simps. The reason being, and this wouldn't be a good thing. This would be a thing of meaning that you don't have any self-respect, you don't have any self-dignity, you are pedestalizing the woman, you view yourself as beneath the woman. So men that operate like this, we call them simps, and it's a derogatory term. It's not a good thing. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
the man that you
I'm just
chose to
wondering why
marry
you.
is, I would say
I'm
that
just
he's a
wondering
100% a simp.
why you think my husband is somebody who'd be in a relationship with somebody who does not bring as much as he does.
Well, you just said that you didn't bring anything in return and he just loved you for you. But you were the one that had all of these requirements and you had all of this emotional baggage and you were putting all of that on him. And he accepted it. And he didn't actually respect any, he didn't actually want anything in return. He just went ahead and dealt with it.
Roll the tape and find my words that said that.
Said what?
What you said, I said. Like you said, you just said, and then you said all these words. So roll the tape and find where those words came out of my mouth.
Exactly what word are you speaking about? I said a lot there.
Well, go take what you said and isolate that, and then go back in what I said and go find your words in mine.
No problem. If you want to go ahead and repeat what I said, so then I know what you're talking about.
When you do your editing, go find me saying those words.
I'm lost right now. What words are you speaking about?
Where my husband is somebody who would be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't do anything for him.
So I'm not speaking about now, right? We're speaking about this was years ago, right? When you guys got back together.
There's no point. There's 0 point in our relationship where my husband would be with somebody who wasn't doing anything for him.
Well, you said that. I said, well, what does he get on his end? Did you reciprocate anything on your end?
Correct. You asked what was his list of requirements. I said what he wanted was me to come back to the woman he fell in love with. And then you made up this whole story.
Okay. So once again, he wanted you to come back to the woman that he fell in love with. Mm-hmm. But at the moment in the relationship where you had all of these requirements, where you didn't have these requirements before, you said that this was a new list.
I'm interrupting you because you are being incorrect. You used the word have. He had to take your emotional turmoil. He had to meet your requirements. He did not.
Oh, no, he didn't have to.
Anything.
Yeah, he chose to.
So don't use the word have, because that's incorrect, because that would indicate something forcing. Under no condition was I forcing anything on him.
Oh, no, I 100% agree.
Because of who I am and what I bring to a relationship.
Got you. Yep.
You never asked what I bring.
Oh, no, I did. I said, what did you reciprocate on your end?
No, incorrect.
And you said that he wanted.
Incorrect.
I did ask you that.
You asked, what was his list of requirements? That's what you said. I said he didn't have a list of requirements.
And then what did I ask after that? I said, what did you reciprocate from your end? And you said that.
To answer that.
You answered it. You said that he wanted you
did not
to be the person that he fell in love with before. That was your answer.
You never asked how my husband and I are in service to each other. Not once.
Once again, there's a timeline for relationships. You guys have been in a relationship for a long time. Now, I'm not saying that you're not doing anything now, but when we're speaking about from the questions that I asked you, I'm going off of what you said. I'm not putting anything else in there and I'm not taking anything out. So from what you said.
Ask your chat. Let's ask your chat. Did he put words in my mouth? Yes or no?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and ask the chat if I put any words in your mouth. We could bring it up too. Hey, chat, did I put any words in her mouth? Put a 1 in the chat. If I didn't put any words in her mouth, put a 2 in the chat. So if I put words in her mouth, put a 1 in the chat. If I didn't put any words in her mouth, put a 2 in the chat. And I'll go ahead and show it to you as well. We could go ahead and bring it up on screen. Mm-hmm. So we got nose, nose, nose. Let's see here.
Okay.
You got to put 1 or 2. I see two ones, but we see a lot of 2s and a lot of no's.
Yeah, I counted more than 2 ones. You didn't? I'm still counting 1s.
Yep. Nope. It's majority of 2s.
I understand majority of 2s. It's your channel. It's your people.
Yeah. Well, you asked me to go ahead and do it. So that's why I went ahead and do it. And listen, I can actually put a poll up as well.
I'm not going to have a conversation with somebody who is dishonest and disingenuous and doesn't take reality into account.
Oh, no, it's way more 2s than there are 1s.
Of course, it's your channel. I'm not going to stick around for a disingenuous conversation.
But you asked me to go ahead and ask my chat. That's why I did it. I wouldn't have did it at all. Why would I do that? You asked me. So you have to take some accountability from what you asked. This chick ran out. She left. That was the fastest thing ever. Listen, man, when you get these liberals that come on a podcast, bro, crazy. Chick is a dating coach in Canada, which is a very liberal feminist society, culture, and country over there. So, yeah, man, she couldn't handle the heat. She couldn't handle a few simple questions. She married a simp. She married a simp, ladies and gentlemen, and she left. And that's the thing. Most of the time when you're speaking to individuals like this, they don't like to take accountability. She literally said, ask your chat. Ask your chat if you put words in my mouth. I go ahead and ask the chat, and the chat confirmed that I didn't put any words in her mouth. Then she says, well, I don't like that you're being disingenuous, you're being dishonest. What? Wait, what? You told me to ask the chat, and I'm reading the chat. Hey, man, we do it live. This is No Fugazee Podcast. Get the likes up. Get the likes up in here, man. Let's do it now, bro. I had so many questions for her, and I was really going to get into a lot of debating points with her, but she didn't stay long enough for us to even get there. She didn't stay long enough for us to even get there. These feminists always run. Out of all the people that I've ever debated, I've been on people podcasts in person. I've did virtual panels that, that's not here on I just came off a virtual panel on Fatty's panel. I've never ran from a debate. I've never ran when someone, let's just have the discussion. If you think that I'm being dishonest, I could literally, what is called No Fugazi for a reason. I would have actually brung up the live stream on YouTube, rewind the tape back, and you would have heard her say this. I asked her, so you just said that you have a list of requirements. She held up her list. Yes, these are all of my lists. And she said that my list wasn't for him. This was a list in general. So he didn't have to adhere to my list, but he chose to adhere to my list. I said, yeah, we all are human beings of free will. Okay, so he adhered to your list. I asked her, well, did he have a list? She said, no, he didn't have a list. I said, okay, well, did he expect anything from you, or did you reciprocate anything from your end to him? She says, he didn't have a list. And not only did he have a list, I didn't reciprocate anything. She said that all he wanted from me was to be the girl that he fell in love with before. That's all he wanted. That's what you call a simp. This is crazy, man. And I didn't even get on her. This chick is a stripper, a dating coach. A stripper for 20 years that turned into a dating coach. What are you coaching women on? What? Like, one of my questions was going to be, and actually we went over it. We skipped it because she didn't answer it. And I see that she wasn't going to answer it. So I was like, let me ask it later. Let me get some more information. But the one question my first actual question, because I knew she was a stripper too. I've watched some of her videos and she speaks about it proudly. Wow, you're proud to be a stripper? I've done some things in my past I'm not proud of. I'm not going to, try to shine this bright light on it when it's a dark path in my path. It would never be a bright light. It'll be a dark light. Like, oh yeah, I did some of these things back in my past, but I ain't too fond of it. We don't even need to speak about that. We don't need to shine no bright light on it. But these feminists, right? And their worldview, they twist everything. They have the world inverted. What used to be good is now bad. What used to be normal is abnormal. What's up is down. What's left is right now. The whole entire world is inverted from their prism of how they view the world. So she's happy to say that, oh yeah, I was a stripper for 20 years and I got a lot of pleasure out of stripping. And she even said, I'm a hedonist. Is that a good thing? Like, think about it. She says that I'm a hedonist. When has hedonism ever been a good thing? It's never been a good thing. Not in any culture. The definition of it isn't even a good thing. It's pleasure seeking. Yeah, it may make you feel good. That's fleeting, though. It's for yourself. It's selfishness. So, like, her entire worldview is inverted, man. Totally it's an inversion, man. It's an inversion. She can't handle the truth. That is facts. I see you in the chat. She can't handle the truth. And you know what? We still streaming, so I'm going to go ahead and allow some people to come up. Any people that was watching the stream from her channel, you are welcome to go ahead and come up. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the comments, actually. And y'all can go ahead and come up if y'all want to speak to me about this. If any of her supporters are in here from Canada, come on in. You're welcome to get your worldview obliterated. Obliterated. All right. I'll do it this way. Hey, get the likes up too for me if you can. Get the likes up too for me if you can. So I am putting the link to join the stream, and we'll make it open panel. And if people want to come on up while we are live, you are welcome to come on up and have a discussion, and we can get down to it. 1 second here. Yeah, I think like here on No Fugazi, bro, we have the most runners. We have the most run. I think I'm hitting Jesse Lee Peterson. I think I'm gonna break Jesse Lee Peterson record. You know how he just be having people run off, bro. I may break his record if I keep this up because we have so many runners, bro. They can't handle a few simple questions. All right, so here's the link. I'm putting it in the YouTube description. Okay. All right, the link is in the YouTube description. I'm also going to put the link in the comments in it. Let's see. Link to join stream. Anybody want to debate me on this or, come on up? You are welcome to come on up. Get the likes up for me too, man. Don't be a ninja watcher. Short little host because it wasn't an interview. I was just asking her and I told her it wouldn't be an interview style. I told her that me and my assistant, I spoke to her on Instagram, and then my assistant sent her an email of what she can expect, and she went ahead and ran. So everything, she had full transparency. And even when she came on backstage, I gave her full transparency as well. And she still chose to run. I said, listen, I have an entirely different worldview than you have. And I'm sure that means that your worldview will be different than mine. I'm going to ask some questions. You can ask me questions, and I'm going to give you a lot of pushback. I said, is that fine? She said, that's totally fine. Now, on her page, she does I guess some debates and stuff like that. But it must be some children's debates or something because Shorty don't got thick skin at all. Okay, let's go ahead and we got Wick Dreams. Bring him on up. Welcome to No Fugazi Podcast, man. What's up? Talk to me.
What's going on, man? That's good, cool. No, I came up here to destroy these feminists with you, man.
Hey, you in the building. Okay, you in the building. Hey, did you watch it from the beginning? Did you see how she ran?
I watched the whole entire thing. I was even trying to get into a debate with I think it was probably one of her people. She's trying to tell me I don't need no. Yeah, but I as soon as you explain force doctrine to them, they're like, huh? And they don't get about force doctrine. They said you should be beneath a woman. But once you explain force doctrine to men, there's no coming at that. You can't come at me. Oh, it just don't work.
That is true. That
So
is true. Let me ask you a question. Since you was in the chat, was there more twos? That meaning that people that
there
thought
was
that
definitely more twos. There was a bunch of ones, but there were definitely more twos in the chat.
got it exactly. So he just confirmed it. Someone, a supporter that was in the chat, he just confirmed that there was more
But,
twos, meaning that
but
I
even
was being
besides that,
honest with her.
but none of that even mattered. She asked you, go to your chat and see what they say. And then you get
Exactly.
mad for going to the chat. How are you going to get mad at you for doing what you asked her to do? So if you didn't do it, you would have got in trouble. You do it, you get in trouble.
That
Which one is it? You can't have it both ways.
exactly, man. Exactly. These chicks are delusional, bro. Delusional.
I
This
think
is
I
crazy.
think this is the first time I've ever seen you make somebody run without even going in. You were like just asking simple questions, not even getting to where Cooley normally gets to. That's the craziest part. This is the fastest run I think I've seen from you.
Yo,
What
fastest
we
run.
went live for what? 30 minutes? Less than 30 minutes? And she
Less
gone in 25.
Yo, less than 30 minutes run, man. This is crazy. Hey, man, I appreciate the support. You can go ahead and I'll keep you backstage if we get some feminists that come in. I don't mind bringing you up and you can have a discussion with them, okay?
Probably out of work watching this. I'm having some fun with you tonight, man. Let's do this.
All right, man. Have a good one. I'll keep you backstage. All right, we got Yui. Turn on your camera. So anyone, if you want to go ahead and join the stream, if you want to debate me on what you just seen, was I being disingenuous with her, with the feminist? She's a feminist, bro. She didn't say that she was a feminist, but she's a feminist. Come on now. Come on now. Even by her saying, well, I didn't force him. He didn't have to do this. You're saying that he had to, when I already explained that I believe in free will. I'm not saying that you forced him, right? So just calm down a little bit. So anyone that comes in for the stream, make sure your camera is on, and I'll go ahead and bring you on up. Make sure your camera is on. Do that for me. All right, man. Bro, this is crazy, man. This is what you get watching No Fugazee podcast. We had the fastest runner. These feminists, quick little thing. I do want to speak about one thing here, off topic, right? So when I had Oliver up, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but definitely not a lot of people, the comments favored me overwhelmingly. As far as everyone even said I won that debate. But there was like the way you debate. I seen a few comments like, well, Cooley, this wasn't your best performance with Oliver. It's like Andrew and Jim Bob already destroyed Oliver, and they took him down the path of forced doctrine. They took him down the path of catching him, going into his worldview and just ripping him there. My strategy, which I could use all of those strategies. You guys seen it. I've used many different strategies before, but when I had up Oliver, it was very simple. My strategy was just to ask him some questions, grant some things, right? Andrew Wilson destroyed him so bad, he ain't really grant too much at all. Only thing he did grant was his worldview, went into the worldview and destroyed it. I will go ahead and grant some things because I know that feminists are liars. So you can go ahead and say, okay, cool. Let them speak. And you probably was watching it like, Cooley, why didn't you attack that point? Why didn't you attack that point? I didn't because they will contradict themselves when you let them speak, but then they will lie. And you can go ahead and point that out, that they're the ones that's being disingenuous. Just like this feminist that I just had up here, Canada's dating coach. She said that she's the best dating coach in Canada. That's trash. I don't even believe that, bro. Followers is super, super low. So I don't even believe that she's the best dating coach in Canada. And if so, that's not anything to brag about. Like, what? You're a feminist. You know nothing about dating. Nothing about dating. The one question that I wanted to ask her is, if you had a son, would you prefer that your son dated a chaste woman that didn't have a checkered past and didn't have a career path of being a stripper, or would you prefer your son to date a woman that's a stripper that had your same checkered past? I would want to see what she would say. I would want to see. And the thing is, she would say, oh, she wouldn't make a choice. I can already know these feminists, they never want to make a choice because I have these girls on the podcast. Women in general don't want to make a choice out of A or B. But when they take a test and they're in school, they definitely make that A and B, that true or false choice. But when it comes to a podcast and we're psychoanalyzing their thinking and their worldview, oh, I don't like to make an A or B choice. Life isn't black or white. Shut up, you dork. Your entire life of education consisted of black and white. You checking off this and not checking off that, you freaking dorks. Or it'll be multiple choice where you'll have many choices, but there's only one right answer. These feminists is trash. Cooley, my man, you say it, brother. Yo, Val, if you want to come up, I'm not sure who you are, but Val, if you want to go ahead and come on up, go ahead and make sure your camera is on, and I'll bring you on up, Val. But okay, so that was the thing with Oliver or whatever. So I had a strategy of just asking some questions, not honing in on every false claim that he makes, but to allow him to speak and make the false claims, but then catch him in contradictions and catch him in lies, which you guys all witnessed. So that was an easy debate. It literally took, bro, I didn't prep for it. I didn't do anything for it. I didn't have to do it because I know the way these feminists think. I know the nature of a feminist. The nature of a feminist is a snake. Think about it. Eve was the first feminist. The first feminist. We know the nature of a feminist. All right. Anyone that wants to come up and debate me tonight, maybe we probably just got a lot of supporters in here, but if we got any, haters in here from her channel, come on up, man. Come on up. But what I'll do is I'll react to some clips because I do have some clips that some supporters sent me. If you guys don't want to come on up, and all the new people that just came in, a feminist just ran. The conversation only lasted about 25 minutes and she ran fast. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from. You are live. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
Oh, Daniel Brown. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Talk to me. What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, yeah, man. I like the show, man. I was just sitting up here and seeing what you sent, analyze it when you asked her. Because you be on point, bro. You was asking her, what is it that, because she said that he begged her back or whatever. And you was asked, what is it that what is so good? In other words, what you were saying was, what is so fucking good about you? What did you give to him? What is it? What are the valuables?
And her answer was nothing. Her answer was this. Her answer was, well, he wants the woman. He said that he wants the woman that he first fell in love with. That was her answer. So meaning that she didn't give anything back. And I asked her the question twice and she answered it the same. So you didn't reciprocate anything on your end. Then I let her know. I said, on this side of the internet, we got a name for that, right? You know what we call those type of men? We call them simps. And that isn't, and she says, oh, I love simps. We love simps. I said, that's a derogatory name over here. We don't, that's not anything to be praising about. Those dudes are losers.
True. Hey, listen, and I tell you what, how I know you telling the truth, man. Listen, I know that a lot of guys are guilty of being a simp. And I mean, there's plenty of ways of being a simp. Even me, I done been guilty of being a simp. But one thing, how I know I agree with you is because women run from real men. Like the shit that these men put up with to get with these women and stuff like that, our average man wouldn't put up with them. You see what I'm saying? And that's why they run. And, just like one thing I do know about being a simp is that simps never get number one spot. You will never. That's why I love your podcast. A simp will never get number one spot.
Yeah, man. The main thing to understand about simps is that, well, the definition of a simp, bro, is when you are okay and you are okay in your position in a relationship where the woman isn't reciprocating on her end, meaning that you're the one that's doing the most for the female. You're the one that's showing the attention, protecting, providing for her, doing everything for her, but you don't actually expect the woman to do anything in return. You don't have any expectations. You know why you don't have any expectations? Because you are happy. You are happy just that the woman is there with you. You are just happy. Oh, you're here with me, and you're here, and I get to see you and speak to you. I'm happy in this position. Well, the woman isn't reciprocating anything back on her end. So why
Yeah.
are you happy in this position? So that's a simp, man. That's simp behavior. But
One last
yo,
question.
oh sure,
One
go
last
ahead.
question. Hey, listen. So you said that you don't expect nothing. You're just happy to have her presence around. So let me ask you something. What? Because see, this is kind of what I'm sort of like going through. It's like, okay, I'm giving her what she wants or whatever, but I do expect something back, but I'm not getting that. You see what I'm saying?
So here's the thing. If you do expect something from the woman and you're not getting it, you leave. So the
10-4.
thing is, there's only men, we have our power is leaving the woman,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's our power. We
Yep.
leave the chick. We don't stay there and be in a relationship where the woman isn't reciprocating or on her end and we're like just waiting if she's going to change or not. No, bro. No, bro. You have to have some standards and you have to have a higher self-esteem within yourself to know that you're not going to be tolerant of this type of behavior, right?
That's
You have to build up the ability to be intolerant of that behavior. You get what I'm saying? So that means
indeed.
that you just have to value yourself more. And when you value yourself, you'll know when other people don't value you. The
Amen.
only time you stay there and you accept a woman that is not going to reciprocate anything back is because you view yourself under her. And if you
Mm,
view yourself under her, you view yourself as having less value. So if she's the valuable one, then that means that you are getting value. You're feeling value just by her presence, which is simpish. Nigga, your chick is not your God. The reason
yeah.
why I said Eve was the first feminist and Adam was the first simp is because Eve had everything in her life met from God. Anything she
Yeah.
ever thought of or dreamed came true right away. She didn't have to
Yeah.
worry about feeling sad, feeling unhappy. She only felt happiness and joy. A serpent came and influenced her and was like, wait, what? No, you can be equal to God. You can be equal to God. You can have the knowledge of good and evil. Just bite from this apple. She was like, "Word, I could be equal. Let me go
Yeah.
ahead and bite this apple." What is a feminist? Wanting to be equal to the superior one, wanting to be equal to the man. Eve was the first feminist. Adam was the first simp because he followed her lead.
Shit. Man,
It's
thank you,
deep,
man.
brother. It's deep.
Thank you, man, so much, man. God bless you, bro. Keep on doing your work, man. Hey, Kevin Samuel smiling down on you, big dog.
Hey, man, have a blessed one, brother. I appreciate the support, man. All right, chat, get the like sub, get the like sub. All the newbies that just came in. We had the first feminist, well, not the first feminist. We had many feminists run off the show, but man, if you just rewind the stream back, the interview it wasn't an interview, but me hosting this Canada's dating coach, this woman, this feminist that was a stripper for 20 years and then married a man. And not only that, she said that when he proposed, she said that she had to think about it. Hey, yo, imagine how much of a simp and a penny boy and a beta you have to be. If you get on one, if a chick comes with a list of things, she came with a laundry list, bro, of things. A laundry list of things, right? She came with a laundry list of things. Imagine if you go ahead and adhere to the laundry list of things, but not only that, after you adhere to the laundry list of things, she's putting all of this emotional baggage and trauma on you. Like Chantel explained, she was like, "Oh, well, I was going through a very emotional state. I was going through stress and depression and all of these things. So, yeah, it was a rough first 2 years and she took accountability saying that she was the one that was hurting the relationship. Meanwhile, the man met every standard on her list, every requirement, and then dealt with a woman that's traumatized because she was on a stripper pole for 20 years and being promiscuous. And there's videos of this chick where she says that, matter of fact, I should probably go to a page and play a video. There's videos of her saying that, my man, he has a low body count. His body count is 2 people. When he got with me, I was the 3rd person. And then the person on the podcast was like, what's your body count? She was like, I don't even know my body count. It's so high, I don't remember. She said, but I would definitely say that it's high. The reason why you've experienced all of that trauma and torment Because you had all them bodies. You had all of those sexual partners. A 304. Crazy, man. It's crazy. Okay, we got a caller that just came up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name. Where you from?
Hey, my name is Ivan. I'm out of South Dakota.
You're out of South Dakota. You ain't in Canada. God dang, I wish it was one of the Canadians that came in.
No, I'm in the Free State.
You in the Free State. All right. What's up? Talk to me.
So this feminist just showed me something that happens a lot in Russia, because I also watch Red Pill on the Russian version. And there's a new movement in Russia where men are doing something like MGTOW thing, but they do it in some kind of unique way. They don't date women. They just buy dolls. If you know
okay, they don't date women. They just buy sex dolls.
Yes.
Well, yeah, those men are losers.
I mean, that's the men who got divorce raped already a few times, usually.
You said divorce raped.
Yes.
Losers, still losers. I'll explain why. Here's what a loser is. I'll explain what a loser, because I don't want you to just think I'm just throwing a title on these people that chooses to, get themselves out of the dating market and have sex with plastic and something that's not real, have sex with something that's artificial. I'll peel the layer back on why they're a loser. One, the reason why those type of men that are losers, that want to remove themselves from the dating marketplace and then have sex with a sex doll and not a real person, is because they do not want to adhere to reality and they don't want to adapt to reality. So reality is the sexual marketplace dating, and modernity is, for the average man, you're going to struggle. For the average man, you're going to struggle. So that means that you have to make some adjustments, right? Because all men, we have to earn our value. Our value isn't like a woman. We're not born with our value. Mm-hmm. So when you see these men, even when you're looking at me, I wasn't always this man that you're looking at. I had to get out there, work hard, get in the gym, make money, become smarter. A lot of things I just had to build myself up as a man. And when I've done that, I put in the work, the byproduct is more women. So those men that want to remove themselves from the dating marketplace and go ahead and have sex with sex dolls, well, guess what? They're losers because they don't want to put in the work to better themselves as a man so they can be in a better position in the sexual marketplace to garner more attention from the woman. That's why they're losers.
I see where you're coming from on this one. The comeback usually that I see on the other end is, what's the point of raising yourself up if you're only going to get gold diggers?
Nope. You raise yourself up for you.
They're like millionaires over there.
Yep.
And they just don't want to deal with women anymore.
No, listen, what I'm saying is this. You don't do anything for a woman. If you do something for a woman, you're a simp or you're a loser.
Yeah, that's why they don't date women anymore, because they just lost all of the interest towards them.
I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying here is the fact that they're out they'll rather have sex with something that's artificial and not real means that they just gave up in life. Like you might
a lot of them have. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not for offing yourself. I think that is immoral. In my worldview, that wouldn't be anything righteous to do. But in their worldview, since they're stagnant, they don't have any motivation, they don't have any ambitions to make some changes and to adapt to reality. In their worldview, it will probably be what's best for them to do.
Yeah, the problem in Russia right now is, since Instagram and everything else, they started watching Western media and whatnot. And they started acting like, oh, I want someone who makes $1 billion a month type of stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the women out there?
Yes.
Well. The thing is, that's women everywhere. Women are hypergamous. Women have hypergamous, meaning that they want the best out there. But what I'm saying is, there's men out here getting chicks, but there's just certain guys that don't want to put in the work within themselves to have the byproduct being that of chicks on the end, on the tail end of that. You put in the work for yourself, you become better mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. And as you become better, even if you're not chasing chicks will come.
Yes.
So you
And
do not have
that
to.
is true over there as well.
So the thing is, you do not have to have sex with a sex doll. The only reason why you are choosing to have sex with a sex doll is because you chose to not put in the work to better yourself. So think.
I
I'll
would
take this as.
argue with that, actually.
Okay, go ahead. Sure. What's your argument against it?
So those are the people who women chase. So there's women who want them.
What?
It's just
Who?
those men who have sex dolls now, they don't want women.
Yeah, they're losers. Something is mentally wrong with them.
A lot of people say they are, and some of them actually went to psych evals and everything. They passed it with flying colors. They're just.
I'll tell you this, right? As a human being,
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would you rather eat a real apple or a fake apple?
Oh, real apple, obviously.
Real
But
apple.
The problem here is that they only use dolls for sexual gratification, not for
I got you.
anything else.
Let me ask you another question. You would rather eat a real apple than a fake apple. And you would rather be around real people rather than fake people. Now, playing Grand Theft Auto is kind of cool, right?
All right.
Yeah. But it would be cooler if you was actually the one out there really doing the things that they were doing in Grand Theft Auto. Going to the strip club, banging some hoes, stealing some cars, shooting up the bad guys, stuff like that. Maybe that'd be a little bit more cooler, right?
Well, unless you get hit.
Unless you get hit. There's risk. There's risk. There's risk in it all. But I would say that any gamer, right? That's an illusion. That's like the Matrix. You would want to actually be in the real game instead of playing the fake game. You would say most people would want that, right? They will want what's real rather than what's artificial.
At some point, when the game is stacked against you to the point where you can't even just date and not marry, that's when the breaking point happens. Where people are like, you know what, I'm out.
Well, the thing is, with men, we are Saiyans. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Let me give you an analogy real quick. So in Dragon Ball Z is anime, and each battle that these Saiyans go in and that they have, they get stronger. So even if they lose battles, as long as they survive, they come out living, they get stronger. Their level, their power level increases. Yeah. So each battle that you go in, your power level increases. And men, we are Saiyans. This is just an analogy, meaning that everything that we go through, that we overcome, we actually get stronger as long as we learn from our mistakes and we do better, right? So meaning that men have to create our value. So if we go out there and we put in the work to become the best version of ourselves, we will see better outcomes. The world is set up this way for men. Now, for women, it's different. Women in the dating marketplace is much different. We know that when these feminists go out there and they chase a bag.
Yeah, I think we're talking past each other a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Here.
Sure,
so
let me know
you're
how.
Coming from the Western point of view.
What's the difference in Russia then?
The laws.
Okay, what law? Okay, so you can't date, you have to marry? That's the law?
And not that. What I'm talking about, just like we had some laws where a woman can accuse you and you pretty much get Me Too'd and all that stuff. They had something similar, but in a criminal side of things. So if you get arrested, even if they have no evidence against you, you can get arrested and be held for at least 48 hours without charges. That's one. Two, you can easily lose your job by then. Third, you get out and people assume you're the predator. And they actually do get you and beat you up, even if there's no evidence. And it's really hard to get away with that thing.
And so you're saying like this is like maybe like some NGOs, people that's organizations that's not actually in government,
pretty much,
that will come after you.
There is groups of people out there who hunt predators.
Hunt predators. And predators, you would say that, what would you describe as a predator?
Anyone who got arrested on a charge of like sexual assault or something.
Sexual assault. Oh, well, I mean, okay, but the woman can make false accusations, you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, got you. All right, now, so to tie this into dating and relationships, you're saying that the culture in Russia, um, the dating culture is men are hesitant to date because these women like to make false accusations
That's
and use it
just one
against
of the
men.
parts. Yes.
That's one of the parts. I mean, this is happening in America, brother. This is
Yes.
happening in
Yes.
America.
It's
So
just
what's the
worse
other?
out there
It
because
could be worse. Okay.
for example, if someone accuses a guy here, then that guy, let's say, gets out on bond or something.
Uh-huh.
Likelihood of him actually being attacked is way lower here than it
In
is over
America
there.
than it is
Yes.
over there. Got
Yes.
it. Because there's non-government organizations that's going to go ahead and come after
Not
them.
even just that. Let's say that guy goes straight back into the police department and says, "Hey, I just got beat up." They're like, "Yeah, good."
Okay,
They're not going to
because
investigate that. They're like, "You're a guy. We don't care."
okay, I see what you mean. So you're saying that the societal structures around men's rights and things are a little bit different.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. To still tie this back into dating and relationships, what I'm saying is women are hypergamous. Women aren't complex, bro.
Mhm.
They're not complex. If you actually work, and think about this, you don't have to be the top dog in your in the whole city. You don't have to be you don't have to be the top dog in the entire state. You don't even have to be the top dog in the entire city. But in whatever function that you are in where women are around, try to be the top dog in that. Like if you're working at a job and or you're at a function or there's a situation and the town comes together for something,
Mhm.
if you are well known because you've been putting in the work, you've been working, you've been helping out with the community, you've been doing things, but not only that, you've been hitting the gym, you look the part, right? Men, we know that women
Yeah.
have a height requirement, so you
Oh, yeah.
can't always meet their height requirement. You may not always even meet their looks requirement. So these are things that men can't change. But the thing is, since women are complex with their attraction triggers, that means that men have the ability to elevate in other spheres. Meaning, if
That's
you're
true.
5'5" and you're unattractive, you can be smarter, you can be more charismatic, and guess what? You can hit the gym. You can be 5'5", jack, looking nice, cut up, 8-pack, chisel, right?
Yeah.
And also very charming, also have a very good mouthpiece. So you 5'5" versus a guy with you 5'5" chiseled with some status versus a guy with your money together versus a guy
Yeah, but
that's
what does that get the guy?
no. Well, what I'm saying is the byproduct of this is that you'll have the ability as a man to just attract more women. So then you can choose. You have the
Yeah, the
choice.
question is what kind of woman?
The thing is this: if you don't put in a work, your choices are going to be small, or you're not going to have any
I'm
choices.
talking about someone who is well known in community, someone who has produced something for the
Okay.
community, someone
Yep.
who is doing well in everything he does. And then what kind of women actually get attracted to that man? It's not just someone who is like, I don't want to go into purity world, but someone who is who would be a great wife. That's the women who will be there with you only while you're in that moment. But once something does happen in your life, for example, I don't know, like in Russia, it's very common for your business to get raided. For example, what that means is someone else buys off all of your shares and take over your company, and you lose everything.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, when that happens, women leave those men. You don't get someone who will stick with you.
Got it. So what you're doing is called catastrophizing.
No, it's not catastrophizing. It's statistical now.
Oh, I got you. But what I'm saying is this. What you're doing is called catastrophizing, meaning that you're looking at the worst case scenario. What I'm saying is very simple to understand. And women do that. They look at the worst case scenario because they're higher in trait neuroticism, meaning that they always look at they tend to always view the glass half empty rather than half full. What I'm saying is very simple. As a man, you are a Saiyan. The work that you put in, you will see better outcomes. It's all based off of it. Because guess what? Your choice is this. You can choose to not put in the work and better yourself and become a better man, and then start having sex with sex dolls and not get the real thing. Or the only other option is to put in the work, become a better man, and the byproduct is you'll have more options to choose from. Now, then, since you have more options, that is a fact. The guy that puts in the work and betters himself will have more options of women than the guys that hasn't put in the work. Now, you're saying that, well, the options isn't the best options. I'm saying that you have to play the cards that you were dealt. At least you have more options.
Right.
And when you have more options, you'll have the ability to make a discerned decision on the girl that you want to take seriously.
Right. So, I mean, we do have problem here with women with hypergamy, how they monkey branch and things like that. If you look at statistics, we have 55% divorce, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
In Russia?
U.S.
And you said divorces?
Yeah, divorce rate.
Oh, the divorce, yeah. About
I think it's
50 to 55% of marriages end in divorce, and women initiate about 70 to 80% of those divorces.
In Russia, last year was 103%
of divorces.
If you include second and third marriages.
And women are initiating all of them?
Pretty much.
Okay. Then.
In Russia, you get kicked out of your own place every single time as a man. In Russia, you always lose your place and you still have to pay mortgage. On top of that, you lose your cars. You pretty much become a bum. Each time all she has to do is either claim that you're abusive or she files. There's just no point anymore. A lot of men are living solo lives.
The thing is, in the conversation, I'm not from Russia, so us in the audience have to take what you're saying as being the truth.
Yeah, that's why
I'm not verifying anything right now, chat. So I don't know if he's speaking the truth, but let's just grant it and say that everything he's saying is actually how it is in Russia. If it is, actually, I'll grant it to you. If that is actually how it is in Russia, my argument is still undefeatable, because which one would you rather be? You'd rather be the guy that's going to exit the dating marketplace and have sex with a sex doll and be a loser, or be the guy that still, you know what? I'm going to play the cards that I was dealt, be the best version of myself, get more options, but also make a discerned decision, meaning that discernment is having the ability to make good judgment. So having the ability to source out the bad chicks that just want to use you and abuse you for your resources and stuff like that. And rather than that, choosing a woman that's actually going to, love you and be grateful and reciprocate from her end.
With information, with information that government posts that 103%, some counties they had like over 120% divorce rates. People look at that alone and they're like, there's not even a point to be discernment, to use discernment. There's just not point to be with a woman.
Yeah, well, guess what? Under my worldview and the definition of loser, those people are still losers. Still losers. Think about in school. I'll give you an analogy, right? Okay. So there's losers in school. The term came from people checking out. Oh, I'm not going to play any sports because Brad is much taller than me. I'm not going to go ahead and assert myself and be ambitious and try to talk to these girls over here or do this because Chad and Byron and Kyle just took those girls. So it's like, what's left for me? I'll just go ahead and check out.
Let's go with it.
I'll go ahead.
I like that argument.
Yeah, look, I'll go ahead and check out and play video games all day and be in the basement at my mom's crib. We call those guys losers. And that's the same thing that's happening over in Russia. Like you said, if those guys are checking out and dating and smashing sex dolls, they're losers,
let's continue this idea. So let's say I'm playing, I don't know, football. I'm not a sports guy, but let's say I play football.
Football, yeah.
Okay, and let's say I'm somewhere 50 percentile in my high school. Then we graduate, the top percentages go into college football. I try to get in, I'll never get in. I wouldn't even have a chance. But I still played in high school. What was the point?
You adapt. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it's very simple, man. As a man, hey Bobby, I seen you just came in, Bobby. Bobby. Turn on your camera and I'll bring you on up. Make sure your camera is turned on, Bobby. So as a man, we adapt. We adapt to things. Like in all aspects, you have to have the ability to be adaptable, which means that even when things aren't in your favor, you look at the data and like your example, only 50% of people make it, but you didn't make the 50 percentile.
I can play this game for a long time.
Which means that you adapt, meaning that instead of focusing everything on football, you should be perspicacious and be aware that only 50% of people that go into this, etc., are chosen to make it, to be a pro athlete or whatever the percentage is. So I need other plans. That I shouldn't put all my eggs in just this one basket, especially if I already know that I'm not that good, right? So you need to be perspicacious, look at the market, and make some adjustments. That's what men do. We do that every day. This is how you become a high earner. Like, this is how you make money anyway.
Looking at this market, it's like a market with spoiled goods. I don't see the point in even walking into the market.
So then why is there people winning in Russia? And why are there people losing in Russia?
Most men are actually losing in Russia.
Okay, well, if the market is, guess what? Most men,
vast majority.
Most men are losing everywhere.
It's just, now, if you look at, like, I don't know, like in US, it's harder because county by county tracking all the marriages, divorces, and all that good stuff. In Russia, it's all centralized. So you can actually see how many times who was married to whom and things like that. And what it comes down to, it's the same women. They would be getting married to older or richer guys, taking half of their shit.
Finesse them. You got
moving it to their mom's name, then getting married again and doing that again.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, chicks is out here finessing guys. They do it in America. They do it in all countries. What I'm saying is very simple, man. You either gonna strive to be a winner, or you're gonna settle and accept being a loser.
Well, there's some people in Russia who kind of like win in a way. They promise mountains to women. What they do, they pretty much, they don't live with them, but they date them, and they even make them their fiance. They just never move in with them, and they never get married to them. So they promise.
So they do certain things to protect their assets.
Partially, but those men are usually.
What would you say that? That's called they made some adjustments in the marketplace.
Well, they have to move their assets to their dad's name, for example.
Got you. Well, listen, man, good conversation. I want to go ahead and bring up some more callers in here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you said you support the podcast, right?
I do.
Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, absolutely.
And have a blessed one, man.
Yeah, you too.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up some more people. Hold up. Get the likes up too, chat. Get the likes up. Also, anyone that wants to join the stream, click the first link in the YouTube description or click the link that's pinned in the comments. We, at the beginning of the stream, we had a feminist, Canada's dating coach. She ran in the first 20 to 25 minutes of the podcast. Just by her own, she couldn't answer a few questions and got mad. That's crazy. All right. Let's see what the chats is saying. Send in some super chats, man. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. Talk to me, man. Also, if you want to support the podcast and donate to the channel, we got the Cash App below. YouTube, they do take a hefty portion of, I believe, about 70% 30%. So if you send in $10, they're taking 30% of that. So if you want to go ahead and support the podcast by sending me some cash on Cash App, you can do so. And you can also include your question right in your Cash App when you send the funds over, so you can support the channel that way. All right, let's see. Okay, let me go to the chats. May not have anything. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got JB93 join Mob Ties. That's the highest tier. That's the $25 tier. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to JB93 join Mob Ties. Listen, man, you locked in with us. You joined the highest tier. Go ahead and hit me up via Instagram. You locked in. You get special privileges, get to speak to me and the squad whenever you want. If you have any ideas that you want to incorporate into debate night, into the girls show, or anything that we're doing here, let me know. And, if the ideas are good ideas, we'll take it into consideration and put it in play. We got Mike Young says in $2, hey, Cooley, please interview Jesse Lee Peterson. You know what? I could go ahead and reach out to him, or try to reach out to someone from his team and interview Jesse Lee Peterson. It'll be a funny interview. He asked some funny questions and stuff like that. I mean, I'm down for it. If y'all want it, I'll go ahead and do it for sure. I'll go ahead and try to get that set up. All right. Everyone that's tuning in on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and close down the Facebook stream now. Go ahead and come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. And dang, Facebook, we already have 5.9K views, man. Facebook gets so many more views than YouTube. Probably because I got 1 million followers over there. Okay. So everybody on Facebook, come on over to YouTube. That's No Fugazee Podcast on YouTube. Okay. Do that. Nope. Let's do that. All right. Let's see what we got here. Any other chats? Any super chats? Any other chats? Nope, that was about it. Okay. Slow night for you. All right. Well, man, I guess. Can we watch you make Oliver run again? Yo, man. Homie ran bad. So... this dude is a dork. Said, so Fugazee admitted that males cause trauma. Thanks, buddy. Big of you. No one ever said that. You are a doofus. People with low IQ, you'll say something and they'll interpret it into their weird mind and think that you said something else. What? Oh, that's when I was speaking about that woman that she was on a stripper pole. No, men didn't cause that trauma for that woman. Men didn't cause that dating coach from Canada to have any trauma. She chose to go into that field and to be a stripper, and she chose to sleep with all of those men. So she is the one that chose her trauma. If it wasn't forced upon her through, you know what, then she chose it, right? What are you talking about? Freaking losers here. Losers. And that's the thing, man. When it comes to the feminist worldview, they view themselves as being more than the man. And there's reasons to why the oldest text, one of the oldest texts in mankind history, the Old Testament, the Torah, it specifically says the woman came from the man. The man was not made for the woman, but the woman for the man. There's a reason that they said that in there, is because they know that people would try to invert things, because there's simps out there and there's feminists out there. There's women out there that has this worldview of thinking that they want to be equal or that they're better to the man. Just because niggas is giving you sexual attention don't mean that you superior than a man. No, it's sexual attention, ho. Wait, generally speaking, men don't tie no emotions or anything with sex. It's just a sex object. So women always conflate sexual attention with their value. Well, guys give me sexual attention, so I must be valuable. Bro, then you're viewing yourself as just a whole because these guys are viewing you as that. So you derive your value because guys want to have sex with you. You get no value from that. And also women don't get any value from marrying a simp. You don't get any value from marrying a man that looks at you as being his superior and he's pedestalizing you, which in nature and from the biology perspective, you aren't superior than the man. He's superior than you. So you get no props, women. That male feminist that I had up here, she gets no props for marrying a simp. You get no props for that. Just because you married, she put up her little ring. Just because you married, you think that you get props? No. What kind of guy did you marry? Right? You married a man that doesn't even, he views himself as nothing. You had this big old laundry list. He had to meet everything on the laundry list. Then you came with all this baggage from your 20 years of being a stripper, and you're putting all of this baggage on him, this mental baggage, being depressed and having anxiety. This is not things that I'm bringing up. She mentioned these things. So this guy suffered. You married someone that suffered to be with you. That's not a win. What? You married a sucker. You married a loser. That's crazy, bro. And these chicks, these simps out here, these feminists out here will really think that, oh, yeah, they got it all. No, and actually, they're not happy. They're mad. They're mad because they are going against their biological norm, right? The biological norm of what a woman really yearns for is a masculine man, a leader, right? A man that can, put his foot down and give some guidance and create some order and give some structure in her life and her mental life as well, right? A lot of these women, they need some structure in their mental, they need some structure in their life in general, so then they can have some structure in their mental, because they're dealing with all of these emotions because they're higher in estrogen. They're dealing with all of these, viewing the world as, in a very disdain way because they're higher in trait neuroticism. So they have all of these negative emotions, all of these negative feelings, and then they make wrong choices. So then they're feeling negative. Chick was a stripper for 20 years. Like, God dang, how many wrong choices did you make? Then on one of her videos, she admits that she has a high body count and her man only has 3 sexual partners. She says she has she says she has so many sexual partners she doesn't remember. That's where the trauma came from. Imagine you as a man, you get with a chick and your chick is a stripper. She's been plowed through all around, and you know it. The town knows it. Over in Canada, they know it, right? They know that chick at 304. And you go ahead and you wife that chick up. Imagine how like low of a person you have to view yourself to accept that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I'll say this. There's no exceptions to the rule when you get in with a stripper. I don't see how it can be an exception. I don't see. What's an exception? Like, all right, well, what exception could you make? Well, like I loved her because she was being promiscuous and shaking her tail on other men and allowing guys to just come up and slap her butt. You accepted that? Like, what? Like, bro, you view yourself that low. All right. Let's see. Anybody else coming in? Looks like we don't got anyone coming in, and I'm a little bit hungry. We'll go ahead and end stream if y'all don't have any super chats, or if no one wants to come up and have a debate or, speak about any topics. We'll go ahead and end stream. Since, that feminist went ahead and ran off, Shorty done ran off quick. Like, yo, and the thing is, it would have got real good, chat, because you would have seen her contradict herself in so many ways and then lie. Because the arguments and the questions that I had for her, man, it was gonna do her in. And she seen where it was going. She was like, "Oh no, this guy is smart. He's I can't get away with this. He's remembering everything I said, and also he's strategically mapping this out." So then when I said, "Yeah, we call those guys like that, the man that you married, we call them simps." And then when I explained to her that she accepted a beta, she was like, "I'm leaving." Then she's like, "Go ahead and ask the chat if you're putting words in my mouth." I go ahead and ask the chat. The entire chat was like, "No, you ain't put no words in her mouth." Then she's like, "Well, why would you ask the chat? You got no accountability. You the one that told me to do this." Then we got a dude that he's a supporter, but the one guy that came up from Russia, whatever, he's saying that he understands why men in Russia are going to, exiting the dating market and having sex with sex dolls. He said he's pretty much saying that he understands. What is there to understand other than that they're a loser? Bro, I don't care what country you are. I don't care what country you are in. If you ever have sex with an artificial thing, you are a loser. What? This is crazy. Okay, we got someone that came in. Let's bring him on up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name. Where you from?
What's good, Cooley? I'm from VA 757. I guess my handle OTC Rabu.
What's going on, man? What you here to discuss or debate?
I wanted to hear your opinion on something actually. I find that a lot of married dudes, because I was just cracking up at everything that you were saying, man. Everything you were saying was funny. And but it was true though. But I find that a lot of married dudes, they kind of hold themselves on a higher ground than the average dude that maybe he just may have a girlfriend, or maybe he just may be dealing with women, but he's not so-called married. Do you feel like there's a pressure in society or to like be married, or do you feel like that's non-existent? Like you kind of get judged if you don't want to be married, if you want to have multiple women, it's like you don't have the choice. It's like you got to. Do you think that how do you feel about that? And do you believe that marriage is the way to, fixing everything?
I mean, well, no, marriage isn't the way of fixing everything. It can't start there because you can be in a marriage and that chick, like currently right now, 55% of marriages end in divorce and women are initiating 80% of them. So obviously, marriage, we can't start with an effect to get to what we think to get to a conclusion, a good conclusion. So we have to start with the cause to get to a good conclusion. So the cause of the reason why these marriages are failing is because of the society that we live in, the culture that we live in. So, when a woman, like, you think about it, like, chastity isn't praised in society no more. Cardi B is praised. A chick with a lot of bodies is praised. We don't praise chastity. So with that being said, you're not gonna most men that's out there that's marrying women, they're not even marrying a chaste woman, a chaste
But can I
woman.
can I argue? Can I argue? Because I hear everything you're saying, but it's almost like, because I feel like to a certain extent, like, I don't like to say it, men are the alpha males, right? We are the leaders, but society has become a place where women have a lot of power and say, and they deal with multiple men at a time. So it's like I feel like when it comes to dudes trying to deal with women, like, it's like they're coming from this mindset where I feel like it's unfair because women deal with, like, I feel like I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but this has to do with marriage and infidelity and everything. I feel
Okay.
like it kind of like a man trying to get married, like you pointed out earlier, like, and he only has three bodies, like he doesn't understand women. But what everybody is trying to prescribe to everyone else is that, well, you shouldn't have sex before marriage. But the
Well,
women
here's
are,
yeah.
the women
Okay, I
are,
get what you're saying. Well, here's
you
what
see
I
what
was
I'm,
saying. Yeah, here's what I was saying when I was getting into my argument, like the point of what I was making. The point that I'm making is a society where it's chastity on both ends, where the woman is a virgin and the man is a virgin, and they're meeting together. That would be the
it's
best
perfect.
the best outcome, because the man has nothing to compare to, the woman has nothing to compare to. All they know physically is them, right? And we place in that society some structure and some guidance, right? I think that would lead to less divorces, one. And also, we know this anyways. Data already shows that, back when our society prioritized the nuclear family and promoted and influenced the masses about the nuclear family in cartoons and TV shows. You had a one man, one woman, children, family, stuff like that going on. That dynamic, men and women stayed together longer. When women weren't in the workforce and chasing the bag and prioritizing their career over a family, we had marriages stay together longer. So what I'm saying here is that, yeah, would it be good for people to get married? Yeah, that'd be good. I'm for marriage, right? Even though I'm not a married man myself, I wouldn't get married by the state. I would get married, through a church. But with that being said, that's just because the laws don't. It's not in favor of a man. It's actually immoral currently how the laws incentivizes
Yes.
everything for the woman, but there's no incentivizes for the man at all. That's immoral because you're placing the woman
Yeah.
above the man in the society, so it's immoral. But anyways,
Yeah,
to
pardon.
get
Pardon.
back to
So
my
I just wanted
point,
to
to
touch
answer,
on that because
yeah,
you're
sure, go ahead.
actually right, and that's all I wanted to point out as well. Was like, yeah, that kind of when we talking about the goal of marriage and the way that it's set up now, it's like it's not even beneficial now. I would love to. It's like people will try to make it seem like somebody hates women because a person like me, I deal with women as they come. I mean, it's not like I don't want to take them serious, but I see that a lot of women have what you would call, fast ways. So instead of me trying to control a woman, if she wants to have sex with me, then we can have sex. But then it's like I get shamed if I don't make her a girlfriend or if I don't take her serious when we both agreed to have sex. And it's like the women are the ones that have like the choice of multiple men coming up to them. So it's up ultimately me to women be like, okay, I don't want to have sex. If I'm dealing with a woman and she's having sex with multiple dudes, and then it's like I'm dealing with her and she doesn't want to give me sex, then I don't understand how dudes think that that's an adequate situation to be wifing women up, and then they do, and then they tell other men like, well, you didn't get married and you don't know what responsibility is when she did that to you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
I'll
kind of
I'll
like a
give you a perspective that's rooted into reality. So here's a perspective that's rooted into reality, right? So it's funny that men, we are physically much stronger than a woman, but we adhere, generally speaking, the majority of men, over 90% of men, do not grape women. Even though we have
exactly.
17 times more testosterone and we get horny very fast, but we still suppress our nature and we do not grape women. We court women. So it's funny how men can suppress their nature to and for the woman, right? So the woman has some
Yep.
say
Yes,
in the
sir.
game and she's still chaste, right? So men suppress their nature, but women don't suppress their nature. And here's their nature, right? The woman's nature is
Yep.
hypergamy. I'm really never satisfied. I always want the best. I want to see what's the best out there. And not only see what's the best out there, I want to taste what's the best out there. I want what's the best out there. Right. So they're supposed to be virgins. Like your nature is that
That would
you
be to
can
their
think about
cause.
this. Look,
That's what
look.
you would
Let me go
do.
ahead and break it down for you.
That's what
Men's
they're supposed to
nature
do.
is
That's what they want.
exactly. Men's nature is polygyny. We want quantity. If we could, we would have sex with however many girls that we can have sex with. All the girls in the world, if a man can,
Yes, that's
if
our
he could do
biological.
it, right? That's our
Mm-hmm.
nature. We choose not to adhere to our nature. We choose to adhere to what's more moral. The woman's nature is they can only get pregnant and bring a kid full term once per year. So their nature is quality, right? Now, within this
Yes.
quality nature, these women still want to be promiscuous. Wait, so think about this. Let's just say if you adhere to your nature, and let's just say if you got the best man, you adhere to quality, you got a good man, the best man that you can get in your town or whatever it may be, the best man for you. You would say that you would stay faithful, you would stay with that man, but no, they divorce those men and they go out there and they
Mm-hmm.
chase polygyny. They go ahead and they don't chase polygyny, they chase polygamy, meaning that they want multiple sexual partners. So it's funny how in society that men, we suppress our nature of not raping women, of not having, of not like, because since we can grape women, that means that we can just go out here and just take sex from them, which I'm not promoting this, right? I'm not promoting, I'm saying that men are
No,
doing the
no, of
opposite.
course not.
But some feminists could clip this up like, oh, this is what Cooley is promoting. No, I'm not promoting this. That's just a reality
No, we
that
don't
we
promote
have
that.
the ability to do that, but we do not promote that over here. But what I'm saying is we suppress our nature and we court women. Women do not suppress their nature and they're made to be loyal. Be loyal, chick. Be loyal. Follow my lead, chick. But no, they want to go ahead and follow culture. Whatever is popping off in culture. This is what I'm saying though. Like the only way for us to get things to way we both think that it should be, which would be a good way where, people are operating in more of a moral way, would be that one, since men are not going to be out here raping women because there are good men protecting women from the bad men, so we already built a society where rape isn't prevalent, then that means that why aren't we building a society where loyalty from the woman's end and virginity from the woman's end is promoted? Like, why isn't virginity promoted? And like they got to suppress something. They're not suppressing nothing on their end, bro. They out there. Listen, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna live how I want. I want to chase how I feel. Whatever makes me feel good. They're just hedonisms, bro. They're just hedonistic, bro. They
And,
just
and,
want to
and,
chase pleasure.
and I feel everything you were saying, and I want to add on to it and be like, even you see how the young girls is moving nowadays. It's older women that's thinking like the young women. So it's like, what do they have? It's so many older women that thinking like in the wrong way. It's like, what do they have to look up to? And then it's like, even if it is a good woman that's moving the right way, that's talking about the women that's actually trying to come out and say, be faithful, listen to your man. It's like they get overshadowed by the sexy red gonorrhea, what I'm saying, lipstick.
Yeah, they
And then
call
it's
those
like,
women
then a man is
pick-me's.
supposed to like clean that up, be like, oh, well, you're not
Facts.
man enough if you can't handle her doing like, it's like, and now you're put under the bus because of what she likes. And I'm trying,
Facts.
that's where I'm trying to like, advocate for men because, I love women and I see what they doing. I see that the vices they may fall into with their friends. And I warn women that, if you a real man, you'll tell women that your friends don't have your best interest at heart. Because a lot of girls, if they be honest with you and they get to telling you stories, they'll tell you, well, oh, my girl, one time she did something to me and I felt bad about, like, she snaked her out or went onto some kind of party or location, didn't let her know. Like the little passive aggressive things that girls do to each other and they still be
Yeah.
friends with each other. So they
And the
don't even have
crazy
an understanding of loyalty,
Yeah,
So it's,
yeah. Women always like to steal other women's happiness. When they see that another woman is happy, they want to go ahead and steal their happiness. But the crazy thing is, man, it's the simps out here. I blame the simps for this, is because men set the standard and women adhere to the standard that men set. And currently in America culture and society, The standard that men set is that, OnlyFans, that's ran by men, right? The biggest porn industries is ran by men. So they're doing things to, one, create more degeneracy and create the simp culture and the promiscuity culture on the woman's end and everything, because they're the ones that's running these industries. So I blame it on that, the non-government organizations, also the government organizations too, that allow this dumb stuff like LGBTQ and feminism and all of this, egalitarian, not equal
Literally hate
opportunity, but
men
equal
propaganda.
outcome. They literally, they want equal outcome, and not only that, they hate men. So those feminists. So like, there's all of this propaganda that's coming out of the culture and that's being put into society, but men are allowing it. But if men got together, we don't have to allow that. We can come together. We can structure the country in a way where we're not incentivizing promiscuity. We're not promoting and we're not incentivizing degeneracy. We're not promoting and we're not incentivizing materialism and hedonism. But currently in society, that's what they are promoting. And guess what? You are incentivized if you are a feminist. You are incentivized if you are a chick on OnlyFans, because guess what? You're incentivized because there's all of these simps that's purchasing your content. So it's like, wait, why would I go head out there and get a job? Well, when I could just take the easy route to success. Yeah. Well, fast money comes with slow problems. So these chicks is all going to feel it soon. Within the next, 15 to 20 years, you're going to see, man, there's going to be a lot of cats and dogs out there that's being purchased, a lot of dog food and all of that. And it's going to be a lot of, I would say that the population rate would definitely decrease. The only way it would increase is that we keep on letting in immigrants, because chicks aren't going to be having kids, and men, we not really going to see any women that is worthy of giving them a kid. So yeah, man, listen, man, I want to go ahead and bring up this next caller. He's been waiting for a while, but good convo, bro.
Yeah, appreciate your love, man. Salute to your platform. I have disagreed with you. I want to say that because I don't want to be disingenuous. I'm a real person. I have disagreed with you in the past, but you a cool person. We may not agree on everything, and I just want to
totally fine, man. I appreciate the honesty on that, man. And as men, if you agree with everything from another man, you're probably not a real man. So I'm all for that, bro. Have a blessed one, bro.
No question, man. Salute to you, man. You too. Bless.
Peace. All right. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
I'm Bobby, man, from Scottsdale, Arizona, bro.
Hey, what's going on, Bobby? Talk to me.
Man, it's a different breed out here in Scottsdale, bro. I don't know if you ever been out here, man, but
you said Arizona?
Yeah, man.
Is that next to Flagstaff?
Yeah, well, we're south in Flagstaff, man.
Oh, Flagstaff. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're in the valley, Phoenix, Scottsdale, man. It's
Scottsdale. Okay. All right, man. Well, welcome to No Fugazee. What you want to speak about, man?
Yeah, man. I just want to say, man, I've been following you, bro, and I really appreciate what you're doing, bro. And I've been using some of your stuff talking to these women, bro, because I hear, man, after parties are popping out here, man, and I'm in a position where, man, I be telling these girls if they ain't fucking me, man, they bring no value to me, bro. Like, period. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at, and I'm being 100 with that, bro. Like, because what value does any female bring to being my friend, bro? Like, it's not reciprocated. You feel me?
Oh yeah, if she has you in a friend zone, yeah, man, it's not much value she could bring you there. But a woman can bring you a lot of value outside of sex. After she's already giving you sex, you can get a lot of value out of a woman in a relationship. The main thing is, like, as men, we don't want to be, perverted, where we're just always thinking about sex. You want to be oriented in a way where you are your purpose in life is more than just hedonism, self-pleasure. Your purpose in life is serving and giving back to people, being of service to other people. So when you are viewing life and operating in life from that standpoint, sex is going to be like, you get with a woman, you're in a relationship, sex is cool, that's great, but it's like, what is this woman doing outside of sex to bring me peace, to where I'm operating at a fast pace, I'm out here accomplishing goals, I'm out here being the best version of myself. How is she making my life easier? How is she helping me in non-tangible ways or even intangible ways to actually assist with my goal? The woman was created to be the man's helpmeet. She's there to be in an assistant role and a supportive role. So there's many roles for the woman that there's many roles for a woman that's very purposeful outside of sex. But sex is important because that's how we procreate, that's how we start a family. But yeah, man, yo, I appreciate the support, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more callers in here, man. But have a blessed one, brother. Shout out to you from
Thank you, man. And you ever get out this way, man, lift me up, man, because Scottsdale's really a popping spot, bro.
Got you, man. Shout outs to Scottsdale, man. Have a blessed one.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. First and foremost, get the likes up. If you're enjoying the content, get the likes up now. Okay, so let me check out if we have any chats in here real quick. Maybe not. Doesn't look like we do. All right, yeah, that's everything here. All right, man, this was a cool show. I gave you about an hour and 45 minutes. The interview that I had with the Canada's dating coach only lasted like 25 minutes, and then she ran off. So anyone that's new coming in, you'll go ahead and see that. I got another brother that's coming up. Let's bring him on up. Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. State your name, where you're from.
What's going on with you, brother? How we doing? My name is Kenny, Sacramento, California.
I'm doing good. Can you go ahead and turn that music off due to copyright restrictions and stuff like that? If you could turn that music off for me, okay?
I got you.
Appreciate you. All right. And what are you here to speak about today, man?
Oh man, I've been what to say, bro. I've been looking at you for a while. Only, you know what I'm saying, about a year or so. And you've been everywhere on the Facebook, on the Instagram, you know what I'm saying, on the YouTube and everything else. And you know what I'm saying, I appreciate what you do because some dudes need what you're talking about. But at the same time, I do disagree with about 70% of the shit you say, bro.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. What do you disagree with specifically?
For one thing, the stuff that I see from you and everything else that I see on the internet, I feel like you are part of that red pill community.
Okay. And what do you mean by red? Are you saying red pill community in a degrading way? And what, if so, what do you mean by that?
When, as far as the red pill community, yes, absolutely, in a degrading way because.
Okay. And how is the red pill community degrading?
I wasn't finished. Give me a second.
Sure.
There is one aspect of the red pill community where they are supposed to be uplifting and giving men the confidence to do something better, and then it is the degrading way would be the way you feel about relationships and women.
Okay, so you said the way up, the good way would be giving men confidence.
Correct.
And the way giving men confidence in what? And just in general?
No, financial, health, the dating relationship advice that you give is, I would think, can be not conducive if you have a person that is not willing are able to comprehend what you're saying.
Okay. Well, then that wouldn't be any if a book is being written and in the book it's good things that's written in the book, but someone doesn't have the ability to read, do you blame the illiterate person or do you blame the writer?
You can't say book, bro, because this is verbal. Everybody
No,
can
it's
understand. No, no,
it's
no,
an
no. Wait.
analogy.
Give me a
It's an
second.
analogy.
That analogy doesn't work when you're talking to people. It doesn't work. You can't tell me if a person can't read, they can't understand what somebody else is speaking to them. You got dumb people all over the world that can't read, but if you tell them how to hammer a nail, they can do.
Okay,
It's
so you're
if
saying, oh, okay, so you're saying that the way that someone speaks the message, whether it be how they, it's not always what they say, but it's how they say it that's important. That's what you're saying?
correct,
Okay.
correct.
So how they say it is important. Would you say that the truth is the truth no matter how someone says it? Or is the,
Absolutely.
or, okay, so if
No,
the
no, no, no.
truth,
Absolutely. The
okay, so
truth is the truth.
if the truth is the truth, no matter how someone says it, then it doesn't matter how they say it if someone can't digest that truth based off of how they say it. I would say that the person that can't digest the truth based off of how someone said it, they're sensitive. So that's a failure on their part. That's a weakness on their part, right? So
No, no, no. Give me
that's
a
not a
second. I didn't
weakness.
mean.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. But
I'll let you go.
what I'm saying is, and what I'm talking about, you adults are not the only people that listen to you. Okay, you have kids, you have teenagers that are very impressionable. So if
Who's in
you
charge of
say
those kids?
they're at
Who?
school,
So no, no.
you
Listen,
no,
listen. No,
everybody has a
listen,
phone.
listen, listen,
Everybody has a
listen.
phone, sir.
I said no. Listen to me. I said who's in charge of those kids?
That doesn't mean that they're not impressionable. Yeah,
No,
the
no.
parents
I
are in
said
charge
no,
of the
no, no.
kid. The
The
parents are in
parents
charge
are
of
in
the
charge of the
kids.
kids. So,
That
so,
doesn't
so
mean that
listen.
they're
No,
not
listen.
impressionable.
Listen to what I'm saying. That's not my point. I'm not saying that kids aren't impressionable. Who should take accountability? So if you are saying that, well, kids are impressionable and some kids may see your content, and when they view your content, they may not be able to interpret the message properly. So you would be accountable because these kids are listening to your content and they're impressionable. I would say, no,
You're
I am
accountable.
not
You're
accountable. Let me finish my point. I'm
okay.
saying that
Okay,
no,
no problem.
I'm saying that no, I am not accountable. Their parents are accountable for allowing their kids to watch some content that is not for children. On all of my videos, it shows that it's for adults only. I make no videos for children. And the bulk of my, I'll just go ahead and grant it and say some kids seeing my content or something like that. But from my demographic, my audience is ages 25 to 35 is the most. Then it goes into 40.
I don't
Then it
believe
goes
that.
into 40. That's the bulk of my audience. So you are
You
maybe
muted me, so I can't talk to you. But
you're not muted, bro. We hear
it's
you.
not. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, my bad. That's not true, bro. That's not true.
How
And
you gonna
for
tell me? You
one,
want me to pull it up for you?
no, I don't have to. You don't have to pull that for me. I know what's on the internet, my man.
No,
I know
no.
what's on the internet.
You said
Okay,
that the bulk of my audience isn't between the ages of my demographic of audience isn't, but the majority of it isn't between the ages of 25 and 35.
that
That is
means kids
true.
don't
I
see
can
it.
bring it up.
Okay,
No,
that
no
means
one said
that
that.
means
Maybe
kids
some
don't
kids
see it.
don't see it, but I am not
That
accountable
don't mean
for what someone else
that
sees.
that doesn't mean that can't be influenced. No, you are accountable because you make
Sure.
this type of content. And the reason why you say, oh, the parents are responsible, yes, they are. But at the time that I just said about teenagers, and when they get influenced, they're at home. They're not by their parents.
Listen, man.
They're they're on their way home from school. They're in
Listen,
their
man.
they're in their
Your
room.
argument is illogical. So
What?
your
Look,
argument is
don't play
illogical.
me
It
with that
is.
illogical shit,
It
brother.
is.
I
It's
watch you.
nonsensical.
You say that every episode.
Oh
I
yeah, it's one
watch
of my
all your
favorite
episodes,
words.
brother.
I
I
don't
know.
listen.
I
I don't know a
understand,
lot
and
of
I
words,
appreciate it.
but I know some.
I appreciate it. You know,
So
I
let's get
understand.
down to the question for you. Let's get down to the specifics because you came on and you said, well, I agree with some things you say, but it's about
Yeah,
70% of
absolutely.
things that you say things that I don't agree with. Speak
Yeah.
something specifically that you disagree with and let's have a debate about it. So what have I said that that would be damaging towards men or women or dating and relationships that I've said? Bring that up and we could have a debate about it right now.
My issue is when you speak about relationships. For me, I don't, I don't, I don't have any problems or any issues with the relationship with dating issues because I've been married. I've been with my lady for 21 years.
Okay, that's
You know what
not
I'm
my
saying?
question. That's
No,
not
no,
my
no. Okay,
question.
you gotta let me finish. I'm
No,
getting
no,
to the
that's
point.
not that's
Hey,
not
look,
my question.
we
Speak
taking a walk.
specifically. No,
No,
no, we're
we
not doing
take
no walk. We're not doing
look,
no
we're
walk.
taking a walk. So let me
Listen,
finish.
man,
Let me finish.
we're
I
not doing no
promise you,
walk. Just
I'm getting
follow.
there. It ain't even gonna be 30 seconds, brother. Just let me finish. I promise you. Just let me finish.
Land
Okay?
the plane, man, and answer the question direct. Don't be a female.
We going down, brother.
Okay, cool.
The wheels is down. When you speak about single mothers and single women and how everything is about a man, that's not true, brother.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When I speak about single mothers and single women, and I say that everything is about a man, when have I ever said that? Because I say that, well, men should work. Even in this episode here, I said,
I'm
listen, no, no,
okay.
stop.
I'm
Let
no,
me
no, no,
fin-
because
Let me land my plane. Don't cut me off. I just muted you because you speaking. You gotta wait. Have some decorum. I'll let you speak and I'll let you get it out and I'll listen to you. So just listen to me. When you say that, well, coolly. When you speak about single women in general and stuff, I have disagreements with that, and I think that everything should just be for the man. Now, when you say things like this, it's like in this podcast here alone, I spoke about how men need to become the better version for themselves and not prioritize women. And the byproduct of a man being the best version of himself is that he'll have more options and he'll be able to choose a better candidate for himself. And guess what? If he's the better version of himself, that means the woman benefits from him being the best version of himself. I am not saying that things shouldn't be reciprocal. I am saying that men should be the best versions of themselves and women should be the best versions of themselves. I've always give that type of general advice. I'm not saying that men should just have everything and the woman gets a broke dude or a man that's vulnerable and sassy and doesn't have any masculinity and can't lead her. No, I'm never speaking about that. I speak about the men that embody good values. I speak about the men that has the assertiveness and the ambitions to be the best version of themselves. Those are the type of men, that's the type of advice that I give to men so they can become better for themselves. But the byproduct is they get more options, and the byproduct is the girl that they choose gets a man that's the best version of themselves. All women want a man that's complete. And that's what I speak about, men becoming the complete version. So what you're saying is nonsense. That's not what I preach. Maybe you're getting me confused with one of these other podcasts, but I'll take you off mute and get to something specific that I said. Because actually, you didn't answer my question. I said, let me know something specific that you disagree with. Yours was very very general, like, oh, you talk about single women and single moms and everything should be for the man. Come on, give me something specifically that I said that you disagree with. Go ahead, floor is yours.
Brother, there doesn't have to be anything specific because What
Well,
you
listen,
talk about?
if it's not specific, if it's not what I said, if it's not specific, it's how I said it. And if you're worried about how I say things, then you're a woman. You're a chick. You're a chick, bro.
I'm just telling you what I disagree with. I'm not worried about it. I watch you all the fucking time.
I
And nigga,
know. So okay.
I'm giving you views, brother. Come on, don't do me like I'm just saying some of the things that you say doesn't make sense.
Oh, well, tell me one.
I just gave you two.
No, you didn't. That was,
I
and
just
I
gave you
already
two.
refuted
I,
that. You
I
didn't
had
give me
nigga
two. There was nothing specific that I said. It was in general. You made a statement that
that
you speak about, this is what you said. You
because
speak about
that's
single
what
women and single
you
moms, and you
do.
favor the man.
That's what you do. You generalize everything about everybody. That's
No,
what
I do
you
not.
do.
I speak very,
Whatever.
I don't
That
always do
makes no
that, bro. I speak
sense.
very specific
Brother,
all
I
the time.
watch you. I watch you every time your shit come up. I watch you. I give you views, bro. I know what you say. I'm just saying sometimes I disagree with you. And
And
no, it's
I'm
not.
and I'm
Sometimes
saying,
it's over 50% of the time.
okay, and I'm
When you talk
saying
of-
if you disagree with so much
you
stuff,
talk
listen,
when you talk about relationships, because
okay, great.
I don't believe
Okay.
you know what a real relationship.
Okay, got it. As a man, we need to be direct. You up here, right? As a man, listen real quick. Just listen. You mute it because you're not listening. I'm speaking. You are here. You're you're listening to respond, not listening to understand. Right. So listen to understand. You're muted because I need you to listen. You're speaking in general. It's me and you up here. We are. I asked you a question. Give me something. You said that you disagree with over 50% of things. First, you said 70%, but now you're saying over 50. So I guess it's still 70%. You disagree with 70% of things that I say. My question is very simple. Give me one specific thing that I've said that you disagree with. The floor is yours.
Okay.
Crickets chat. It's crickets chat. It's crickets chat. Crickets.
You want
Crickets up here.
you gave
Listen,
me 30.
man.
You gave me 10 seconds.
It's
You gave me
70.
10 seconds.
You disagree with 70% of stuff. You can't
I
think of one?
uh, when you was talking about how
What I say? What did I
promiscuous,
say?
you said promiscuous women
Uh-huh.
are immoral. I just heard that the other day on one of your podcasts.
Okay. All right. Well, let's speak about that.
That's
Promiscuous
what
women
you had
are
the debate
immoral.
with the white boy.
Yeah, I obliterated the white boy.
I understand. I understand. I, some of the points he could not refute. Get that. But that does when you say a promiscuous woman is immoral, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that they are not a individual that cannot be redeemed.
I never said that.
No, that's not what it once again, we made you made this point earlier. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. And when you say it,
No.
everybody
That's
can
what you
every
said.
people can interpret it a different type of way.
No.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
and
No.
listen,
Words,
you're
words,
speaking through the prism.
words mean a lot of things.
Great. So listen, right now, you're speaking through the prism. You just said that I said that promiscuous women are immoral. That is what I said. Then you go ahead and say something that I didn't say. You said that, well, that doesn't mean that they're not redeemable. Whoever said that they're not redeemable? From my worldview, a Christian worldview, they are redeemable. Through Jesus Christ, they are redeemable, right? Right? That's from my worldview. So in your worldview, who knows what you're speaking about? But what are you talking about right now, bro?
You were arguing with the white boy about 50 bodies over two bodies, and it's immoral to take the girl with the 50 bodies. Why does
No.
that? Why does
No
that
one's
matter?
no, I didn't say that. So you get me wrong. I didn't say that him choosing the woman that has 50 bodies is immoral. I was speaking to him about which woman would he prefer? So you getting two
Yeah.
things
Okay.
conflated. One, we spoke
Okay. All
about
right.
real quick, let me explain to you because you're getting things conflated. One, we spoke about, and I'm muting you because there's music in the background. You're in a store, and I don't want it playing because I'm gonna get a copyright strike. So when I'm speaking, I'm gonna mute you. But one, in that debate, when we're speaking about promiscuity, I was saying that we're speaking about it on a micro level and on a macro level. On a macro level, promiscuity, this is the thing is, we know that things are immoral because when you get to a macro level, it's like, yeah, if the majority of people are just sleeping around and being promiscuous, this wouldn't be good for society because we wouldn't have any good relationships. On a micro level, okay, this could be redeemable because maybe a woman was promiscuous, maybe the man was promiscuous, but then they meet someone and it's like, okay, it could be redeemable. It could be a good relationship. Really not if the woman is promiscuous is hey man, you cruising for a bruising. But if you want to go ahead and stick through that, man, she better be worshiping your feet. But what I'm saying here is that promiscuity in general and just regularly from a micro and a macro level is immoral. It's not the right thing to do. That's what I'm saying. It's not morally good. So from an individual relationship standpoint, we know that a woman being promiscuous and a man being promiscuous wouldn't be what's best. It's not good. It wouldn't lead to the best outcomes. It's going to lead to some torment. Now, if we get to a societal level, if everyone is being promiscuous, and just being promiscuity is hedonism. You're just pleasure seeking. So if everyone is a hedonist, that isn't morally good for society. Now, in that person that I was debating, in his worldview, he's a secularist. I don't even think he believes in God or anything. So from his worldview, he is the interpreter of good and bad. He is the interpreter of what good. He's God in his worldview. So his God is his own preferences. Whatever he thinks is good is good. Whatever he thinks is bad, right? In my worldview, I am not the interpreter of good and bad. God is the interpreter of good and bad. You get what I'm saying? So now you're unmuted. So
You're talking about you're not the interpreter, but you are sitting here on YouTube giving your opinion. You were like,
you
come
don't get
on,
what
my
I mean,
man.
bro.
Like, no, what you're saying makes no sense,
Okay.
bro.
So,
You
bro, do
you
you
you you, you can't be the moral
are
police.
you
Point.
what's your moral ethics? Where do you get your moral ethics from? What's your moral ethical system? Is it Christianity? Is it Buddhism? Is it Muslim? Are you atheist? Or are you utilitarianism? Are you what are you? How do you interpret and understand what's good and what's bad? What system
from
do you use?
from feelings.
Okay, if it's from feelings, bro, then you are God. What? Then
How you how
you
how are
are the
you that?
arbiter.
You
Listen,
you feel
listen.
you feel
You
you
are
feel
God.
bad. You feel bad when you punch somebody in the face. You feel bad. You had to beat him up, but you might feel bad about it. If you don't feel bad, you're a fucked up motherfucker. From your
Wait. Stop
feelings,
it right there. If
it
you
doesn't
don't
it
feel
doesn't.
bad, some people feel good about beating someone up. So what are you talking about, bro?
If you're a regular human being, if you're a regular person, not a experienced fighter, not a boxer, not a combat
What do you
athlete,
mean? I felt good about beating someone up before.
that's not good, bro. You should feel
How isn't
bad
it
about
good when that how isn't
you
it not
should
good
you
where
should
that
feel
person
good. You should feel
how
good
isn't
about
it not
harming
good?
somebody.
How isn't it not good when that person tried to take from me? See?
Is it immoral? It's not
No, it's
okay to
moral.
harm. It's not no. It's not okay to harm
No, the
somebody.
person was
Whether
trying
it's
to harm me. It was
whether
self-defense. So I beat him
whether it's
up.
whether it's justified or not. It's
Oh no, no, no,
not
no.
you.
This is justified. You should not allow
Okay.
someone to beat you up. You should fight back.
I absolutely agree. I
And if you win
absolutely
the
agree.
fight and you
You
feel good about it, that's a good thing. There's nothing immoral about that. What are you talking
you
about?
should
So what I'm
you should
saying is,
also
and
have some feelings of like, oh fuck, bro, I don't want to beat dude up like that. I ain't
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Nah. So here's what I'm
you don't
saying,
get what I'm
bro.
saying?
Under
Oh,
no,
wait,
under
one
your
second, one second.
worldview,
Question. How old are you, bro?
I'm 30. I'm 36. Why?
36.
Yeah.
I'm about to be 40. So we're in the same age range.
Okay,
We
cool.
grew up around.
So
We no
got
no
you.
wait
So
wait wait.
let's
Just
just
let me
get back
finish,
to the
brother.
topic. Okay, cool. Well, what you, bro? Let's have the
Let me finish.
debate. I don't want to have a meta conversation. Let's just go ahead and have the discussion because I have a question, right? So under your worldview, you said that, well, I determine what's good and bad based off how I feel. So
Correct.
meaning that you are the standard for morality. You do not adhere
Absolutely.
to any, okay, so that means that you do not adhere to anything outside of yourself for morality. So that
You
means
know
that you
why?
are God.
You want to know
Listen,
why?
listen. This means that you are God. What I'm saying is, I do not adhere to my own feelings about what's good or bad because I'm a human. There's some things that I could do, it'll feel good, but it's bad. You get what I'm saying? There's some things that I would do that feel bad and it could be good. So at the end of the day, I am not God. God sets the standards for morality. So I do not adhere to my own preferences. I adhere to God. Jesus Christ. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I ask you, what's your moral ethic system? Where do you get your epistemology come from? Your sense of knowledge and things like that. Where does it derive from? You said, well, myself, my feelings. That's stupid, bro. What the freak are you talking about? That's just hedonism, self pleasure. My feelings. What is that? That's nothing, bro. So maybe you should read some books, do a little bit more research. There's many different ethical systems. There's many different. I should keep on saying ethic. There's many different ethic systems out there where you could maybe find your place in. I think that the best ethic system is Christianity. That's what I think. That's my belief. From viewing them all, I think that Christianity is the best one. So listen, bro, I got to let you go. Good conversation, but you're not that smart, man. So can't really have a conversation with someone that's, it's like, it's too surface level. He don't even understand what I'm saying. When I'm speaking about utilitarianism, when I'm speaking about, you know, even when I say the word epistemology, even when I say the word ethics, he's ethics, what? What do you mean? Ethics, meta ethics, or anything like he doesn't even know what I'm saying. So let's just get him up out of there. And I don't blame him because I mean, I didn't even know what it meant or these terms meant. I had to do some research to get some understanding of it myself. But as you do get the research, then you won't ask dumb questions like that. You won't even think that, well, maybe you would think that if you're utilitarianism, maybe you, or depending on your moral ethic system, maybe you would think that you are God. I've debated many people already that truly think that they are God. Yeah, I've seen some of my debates, bro, where I debate these people where they be like, no, I am the arbiter of what's good and what's bad. All right, then, nigga, you God. Okay. Man, let's see if you got any super chats or anything. All right, no chats. Okay, cool. All right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up then, bro. Because I'm starving and I need to eat. So this podcast was No Fugazi. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. Get the likes up before you go. And we have a show tomorrow, a dating podcast in a new studio tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, I am debating another person from the Jubilee channel and also another person that was on the whatever podcast. He hit me up and he said he wanted to debate me after I obliterated Oliver. He was like, "Oh, I want a chance with you." I'm like, "All right, cool, man. We could debate." So I will be debating him next week, and you guys will see that announcement soon. So tune in, man. Like I said, we only doing the dating shows once a month, but I'm giving y'all more debates and more content. So I'm out here grinding for y'all, man. But other than that, this podcast was No Fugazi. Hit the like before you go. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you aren't subscribed. Hit the bell icon. Hit that bell icon. It's important so you're notified when I go live next. Peace. We out.